Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a major, and honestly, a completely overlooked cybersecurity vulnerability. We spend an absolute fortune locking down our firewalls and our internal networks, but have you ever stopped to think about what happens to your company's public face when an employee leaves? It's a huge blind spot. So today, we're going to explore how a platform called CardIQ fundamentally flips the script on how organizations handle offboarding and corporate identity control.
Okay, let's jump right in. Here's our roadmap for the explainer. We're going to cover the hidden offboarding risk, the 3 vital security questions you need to ask, and then we'll introduce CardIQ Identity Control, explore its core features, and finally, wrap up with meeting identity protection and instant deactivation.
All right, part 1, the hidden offboarding risk. For a lot of companies, offboarding is literally just an HR checklist, right? You grab the company laptop, you shut off their email, and you assume you're done. But I want you to picture this for a second. Imagine an ex-employee who left your company, say, a month ago. They obviously don't have internal access anymore, but they still have a company digital business card. They've got an active QR profile sitting right there on their phone with your logo and their old job title. To the outside world, they still look like a completely active, authorized representative of your brand. Think about the chaos that can cause.
And the sheer scale of this problem is just staggering. Take a look at this data from Proofpoint's 2025 Voice of the CISO research. Of the chief information security officers who experienced actual material data loss in the previous year, 92%, 92% said departing employees played a role. That absolutely proves employee offboarding is a primary attack vector for data loss. And to drill down even further on that, separate analysis from Proofpoint observed that 87% of anomalous file exfiltration activity over a 9-month period was directly linked to departing employees. That window of time right before and right after someone leaves is incredibly fragile.
Now, here's a really important distinction. We almost always picture this malicious insider, right? Someone in a hoodie stealing company secrets. Well, the 2025 Verizon Data Breach Investigations report for the EMEA region tells a totally different story. 19% of breaches involved unintentional mistakes, compared to only 8% involving malicious misuse. So insider risk isn't just about intentional theft. If your offboarding system is only built to stop a malicious insider, you're missing a massive chunk of the problem. Simple mistakes, accidentally retained data, or a lingering digital identity that just never got turned off.
So that brings us to part 2, 3 vital security questions.
To actually secure the offboarding process, organizations desperately need a better framework. Every single offboarding protocol has to answer these 3 layers systematically. Number 1, access. Can the employees still log in to Microsoft 365 or the VPN? Number 2, data. Can they still possess, export, or retrieve sensitive customer lists or files? And number 3, which is the one almost everyone forgets, external identity. Can customers or partners still bump into an apparently valid corporate identity belonging to this former employee? Because here's the thing, shutting off a VPN only answers that first question. It leaves your external identity completely exposed.
And that right there highlights a crucial gap in the tools we use. Traditional identity and access management platforms, things like Okta or Active Directory, they answer whether an identity can access an internal system. But corporate digital identity control, that answers whether a professional identity remains authorized to represent the organization externally. They absolutely do not replace each other. They are totally complementary. You really need both to be fully secure.
Which leads us perfectly into part 3. Introducing CardIQ Identity Control.
So CardIQ is the smart business identity product designed exactly for this missing piece of the puzzle. By definition, corporate digital identity control is all about managing those outward-facing professional touchpoints. CardIQ takes the very traditional, old-school concept of a business card and completely transforms it into a centralized, company-controlled employee verification system. It ensures that the digital face your employees present to the world is always accurate, always secure, and most importantly, always under the company's control.
Let's get into the mechanics of this. Part 4. CardIQ Core Features Explained. So on a day-to-day basis, how does this actually work? Well, CardIQ gives your team a really slick, modern sharing experience. They get branded QR and NFC sharing, meaning they can literally just beam their official profile to a client's phone instantly. They get secure vCards and verified official email signatures. But a really cool feature is the two-way exchange. When an employee shares their profile, the person they're meeting can share their contact details back directly into your company's CRM as a lead. Plus, you've got full engagement analytics to track views and scans.
It's highly professional, but the absolute secret sauce is that all these assets remain strictly under company control.
Now, all of this runs on a foundation of absolute trust, utilizing a strict three-step verification flow. First up, the verified domain confirms the company's official web address. Second, the verified company profile is reviewed and approved. And third, the verified employee card is issued strictly under that approved company identity. This flow makes impersonation or fake signature attempts incredibly difficult, because every single card is cryptographically tied right back to the official corporate domain.
Moving on to Part 5, Meeting Identity Protection. This is such a brilliant, highly specific use case for how CardIQ functions in our modern, remote-first world. We are all constantly on video calls, right? Well, CardIQ allows you to generate branded virtual meeting backgrounds that feature an active employee QR code right there on the screen. Picture a client on a Zoom call with your sales rep. The client scans the QR code on the rep's background with their phone, and boom, it immediately opens a company-controlled, verified profile. It creates this instant, deep layer of trust. The client knows, without a shadow of a doubt, that they are speaking to a legit, verified representative of your organization.
And finally, Part 6, Instant Deactivation and Verification.
Bringing it all back to our initial offboarding problem. What actually happens when that sales rep leaves the company? Here is the magic. Your IT or HR team goes into the CardIQ dashboard and, with literally one click, deactivates them. Instantly, all of their QR codes, their NFC tags, their digital card links, and those virtual meeting backgrounds just stop showing their active profile. Instead, anyone who scans them gets a very clear inactive profile warning. You slam the external door shut, the brand is protected, and that former employee can no longer leverage your corporate identity. It's brilliant.
And implementing this level of control is honestly super accessible. CardIQ offers a free plan for up to 3 users if you just want to get started with QR sharing. Their Pro plan is only $3.99 per user per month, and that unlocks the CRM leads and analytics for up to 49 users. And for the bigger players, they have custom enterprise plans offering dedicated cloud or even self-hosted deployments. So whether you are a lean startup or a massive global enterprise, this system scales right alongside you.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground in this explainer today, from the staggering data loss stats surrounding departing employees to the exact mechanics of corporate digital identity control. I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought to chew on regarding your own organization. Does your current offboarding process actually close the door on your company's external digital identity? Or is your brand still just sitting out there, totally active and exposed on an ex-employee's smartphone? It really might be time to rethink that HR checklist. Thanks so much for tuning in.